Hi, this is Carolyn Whitman with CEOs You Should Know, sitting with Julie Coker, the president and CEO of New York City Tourism and Convention. Julie, it is lovely to meet you today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming. We're excited to dive in. Such an interesting topic, and we're going to dive into everything about New York City Tourism and Convention in a second. But I would love to start by getting to know more about you. So you are relatively new to the role in New York City, but you have an incredible past. What brought you here? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh, thank you so much. So I am fortunate because I'm one of three girls, and my mom has always just been the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And so my two older sisters decided to go into medicine,
Okay.
and I
Amazing.
decided that I wanted to go into this industry that no one had ever heard of before.
Mhm.
And so my mom was fully supportive.
Oh,
I
that's
could
great.
call her today and say I want to be an astronaut, and she would send me probably 10 universities with the best programs
Incredible.
within 30 minutes. So really started on the journey in high school. My boyfriend was a year older. He was off in college. My two best friends were also off in college. So I got a job, and it was waitressing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really kind
Hardest
of,
job out there.
oh my God, I could not do it today.
Yeah.
I definitely could. But I could hold all the plates up my arm. I could remember everyone's order. It was amazing.
Skills.
Yeah. So that kind of started me on that journey. And then I worked for Hyatt Hotels and had an opportunity to be in the Midwest for a good 20 some years. I'm a native Delawarean,
Mm-hmm.
so had the opportunity to come back to the East Coast in 2010. And then I spent about 10 years in Philadelphia. Right before COVID, had the opportunity to go over to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Great opportunity. Spent
Beautiful.
the first probably 3 months of COVID in Philadelphia, and then the remainder time in San Diego. And then this amazing city opened up,
Mm-hmm.
and I just could not say no.
Ah, and one of the largest tourism economies in the entire world, which is incredible, entire country. I love it. Given that, and given your experience and your previous places, how did it prepare you to take on New York City?
Yeah, there's a couple things that I think back on my career, and the first thing I'd go to is really being a waitress, and I
Mhm.
say that because one, I was the youngest
Mm-hmm.
waitress. Of course, they call them servers now, servers. But I was just always hungry.
Mhm.
So I spent a lot of time with the servers who had a lot of experience, asking lots of questions. I have a tendency to listen to hear as opposed to listen to respond. So I absorbed a lot of information, and that really has helped me in leadership. I have the ability to listen. You have my full attention.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I would say is very early on, because of being a waitress, I knew the importance of customer service. And that has served me in Philadelphia and San Diego, and
So much
certainly,
sense.
now here in New York City. And then the other thing that I would say is just the love of the industry. I see the impact that we have on the city. I cleaned hotel rooms when I was in college, so I know the importance of a 40-hour paycheck, and I
Mhm.
know the importance of the decisions that we make in the role that I'm in now, and how it really does impact everyday workers, whether it's housekeepers, doormen, dishwashers, you name it. So it definitely has prepared me to be humble
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate every day.
Definitely. And you know so many different levels of the industry and all the different intricacies, which probably really helps when you're thinking of innovation and thinking of how to take things to the next level because you understand it from such a granular level. With that, how have you looked towards innovation to kind of build and propel yourself? Because you've been doing this for 3 decades, I believe, in
Yeah.
different cities and different
Yeah.
places. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it new
Yeah.
and exciting?
New York, first of all, is
Mhm.
the epicenter of innovation.
Yes.
And so it's really easy in this city, I think, to be innovative and exciting. There's so much passion and energy and grit in New York City, and I think that really propels you to be the best version of yourself.
Mhm.
And so you're constantly, good isn't good enough. You're constantly looking for new ways to reinvent, whether it's visitor experience, and whether that's within the traditional four walls of a museum,
Sure.
or whether, the pop-up shops that are happening all across the country and certainly started right here in New York City, just how we engage with customers using AI, using technology, meeting them where they are. And of course, with New York City being the top destination for visitation, we have visitors from all across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
So it forces us to think about things, for one, in like multi-languages. We have a Love and Liberty New York City campaign right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's running in 17 different global, touching 17 different global audiences.
Mm-hmm.
But then we also speak to everyday New Yorkers. We also speak to folks on the East Coast, the West Coast. So I think New York City as a backdrop really forces you to lean into innovation, technology, and keeping it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And so that constantly keeps you on your toes, which I love. You wake up every day with a new idea.
No, that makes so much sense. It's a city of creativity. So why not
Yes.
lean into that from a tourism perspective? Because
Yeah.
that's what people are looking for when they come here.
Absolutely.
They're looking to feel something and
Yeah.
fall in love with the city.
Yes.
So let's talk about two of my favorite things, Broadway and restaurants. I feel like those are two incredible categories for tourism that a lot of people come to us for. Broadway's having a moment. There's so many incredible shows. The restaurants, the food here, I feel like I could eat someplace new every single day. And I just want to tell everybody about it. How are you leaning into these two categories to really resurge those post-pandemic numbers and really bring people back into these two fruitful areas for the city?
It's a great question, and it is very timely because in my interview,
Mm-hmm.
definitely we're obviously doing much better than most cities, and we're 97% recovered. But you also hear from members and our stakeholders that their profits may not necessarily be back
Mm-hmm.
where they're 2019, or the growth of New York City, the pace at which we were growing. So really leaning into those opportunities. And New York City's tourism scene is synonymous with Broadway and restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
The culinary scene is absolutely fantastic. We like to say that you can experience cuisine across the globe just within our 5 boroughs. You
Mhm.
don't need to travel outside of New York City to have an authentic Korean meal or an
Yes.
authentic, Mexican taco.
Mhm.
And I say that having been in San Diego for 4 years.
Mhm.
So we definitely have, what I love about it is we have everything from amazing street food to Michelin star restaurants that are an experience of its own. And it's a 4-hour curated culinary experience that is unforgettable.
Mhm.
But you can have the same slice of pizza in Times Square and it's an outer body experience, right? So
Mhm.
we have all of that in between, which I love. I also love the fact that many of our chefs are, whether they're from right here, born and raised in New York City, or whether they have made New York their home now.
Mhm.
They are true to their flavors, they are true to their country, and it comes through in the culinary experience and the food that they create and just the experiences that we get to experience every day. I'm heading to Tatiana's next Friday, and
Mhm.
I am absolutely thrilled over it. I can't wait for that
Oh, that's
experience.
exciting.
Right? So I'm really excited about that. Broadway is, I grew up loving Broadway.
Mhm.
Just being 2
Same.
hours
Mhm.
outside of the city, right? I absolutely love Broadway, and Broadway is really having a moment. The fact that we have the first musical score that is a Spanish musical score on Broadway the first time
Mhm.
in Buena Vista Social Club is absolutely amazing. The fact that Hamilton is already 10 years old,
Yes.
who knew? That's crazy.
How fast did that go?
Oh, it's insane. I
Mhm.
saw Oh Mary the other day. My God, I laughed the entire time. It was like an hour and 15 minutes of just funny. I've seen Hell's Kitchen, love Alicia Keys.
Celebrating
and the
their
music.
1-year anniversary.
Sure. And I sang as if, you sang as if you were in the shower. It was
Mhm.
great. And then you have, Good Night and Good Luck. There's something for everyone. And the fact that we highlight that really twice a year. So January, February, we have Broadway Week. So it's an opportunity for New Yorkers to experience Broadway on a budget.
Mhm.
And then obviously this summer or September, we also will explore Broadway Week again. So we're really excited about that. But Broadway Week is quintessential New York City,
Yep.
but it's also a driver for international visitation
Mhm.
to the United States. And we are the number one point of entry for all international inbound travel to the United States. And Broadway is a big driver of that.
Impressive. And I feel like Broadway has taken on this incredible incredible surgeons right now where you hit the nail on the head. There's quite literally something for everybody, no matter who you are, where you're from, what your interests are. And there's this real interesting integration with different artists approaching Broadway. I mean, Nicole and why am I skipping it right now? Nicole Schoschlinger, do I even pronounce her name right? Her taking the stage and having the most incredible performance ever.
Yes.
I mean, you're bringing these big top name artists. We have TikTok stars. You have everybody
Yes.
gracing the Broadway stage. So I'm right there with you.
Right?
If people have not taken that plunge to Broadway, or if they've taken a pause, right now's the time to find it.
And the other thing is off Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
We have amazing shows on
Oh,
off Broadway,
100%.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to tap into that as well is just absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
And the fact that we have Audra McDonald and Gypsy,
Oh, right.
her voice is amazing.
Yes,
her
she's
voice is amazing.
incredible. Sunset Boulevard.
Yes,
That's the one I
yes,
was like,
yes.
you know, it just skips your mind a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, I heard. I haven't actually seen Gypsy yet. That is on my list to go see. But I heard it is
It's great. Salt opening
jaw-dropping.
night. You'll love it.
oh so good. So you mentioned you're going to Tatiana's. What is another like most delicious thing you've eaten recently?
So I was in, and I'm not going to remember the restaurant. Actually, yesterday it was lunch. I was down in Lower Manhattan. It was fish something. It was this Greek place.
Oh, delicious. I had Greek
Absolutely
yesterday.
fantastic. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a number of restaurants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love them. I love them.
100. I think that's the most incredible thing about this city. Like, you could just go out for a quick lunch, and you mentioned street carts, anything.
Yes.
You eat something, you're like, this is the most delicious thing I've ever had. We're
Sure.
spoiled.
Yes,
We're
we
fully
are.
spoiled here. You go other places, and you're like, food was okay. You come to New York City, you've had the best meal of your life every single meal, no matter if it's a deli or it's the Michelin stars that you mentioned.
We do food trucks
Mhm.
like nobody else does in
Yes.
trucks.
Mhm.
We really do.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it's
Get the
not
white
just
sauce on the
late
street.
night.
You're
It's
like,
amazing.
yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So good. So good. So tell me, next year's a big year for New York City. 250 years. You're celebrating since discovery and everything. What do you have planned? Like, what's coming?
Yeah, we're really excited. So the U.S. will be 250 years old.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to us. We don't look a day over 21. July 4th next year. But what we're excited about is we're kicking it off this year because New York City is 400 years old.
Oh, happy birthday to New York City, too. Here we
do
go.
it, right? And we're really excited about that because we're leaning into founded by New York City, and we are really lifting up those stories of underserved communities. We're leaning into women-owned businesses. We're leaning into LGBTQ sights and sounds that you should see. We're leaning into stories that have not been told that really do make up the fabric of who we are. And it is certainly a timely moment in our history right now. And that's going to really flow into 250. But when we're talking about next year and all of the exciting things that are going to happen, and of course, as only New York could do, so we have Sail 250, which are going to be the tall ships, which will only be seen in our harbor
Wow.
next year. And it's going to be a naval review, which is only going to be done
Beautiful.
in New York City. We're also very excited because, of course, we are hosting the finals for FIFA. But we also have 8 matches. So literally from June into July 19th, there's going to be activation, which is key in all 5 boroughs. So there's going to be fan fests. There's going to be watch parties. We're going to have folks
So
in all
fun.
5 boroughs. They're going to be in Central Park. They're going to be in Rockefeller Square, Rockefeller Center. They're going to be all over the city, which we're really excited about. So what we're saying to not only New Yorkers, but also, you know, our domestic travelers, but also international travelers, even if you don't have a ticket for FIFA, you still want to come because there's going to be such buzz throughout the city. We just Monday unveiled the poster for FIFA, which was absolutely amazing. It looks great. It's a great combination of the collaboration between New York City and New Jersey, because obviously the stadium is in New Jersey. And so I think the artist did an amazing job. He is New Jersey raised, but he lives in Brooklyn, and I think he captured the essence of the game. And so we're excited about that. And then there'll be a series of different events that are going to be unveiled. There's going to be beautification projects that will happen throughout the city.
Oh, I
So we're
love
really
it.
excited. So it's going to be even more fun
Oh.
than normal in our city.
Sounds like it's an even more of a pulse going on. And I
Yeah.
feel like you made me excited to kind of
Yes.
experience it.
Yeah.
I think that's the other like beautiful thing about this city. Like whether you are a local or you're traveling here for the first time, you can walk around a street corner and you could be like, had no idea this was happening. Like there's always something exciting. There's
Absolutely.
something fun from the people to the entertainment.
Yeah.
And you guys do such a beautiful job of keeping this city entertaining and passionate and exciting because
Absolutely.
every day is a new journey.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why, I mean, I love working in New York for that exact reason. I just never know what the day is going to bring.
Yes. Yes.
So
And
if-
that's always good stuff.
Always something new. So it sounds like there's some really good things on the horizon. If you wanted our listeners to take one thing away from your mission, what would it be?
Our mission is to improve the quality of life of residents.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the pleasure of doing that through bringing visitors to our city.
Mm-hmm.
So our visitors come to our city, whether they're domestic or international, and they make an economic impact of our city, which then we get the benefit of.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's infrastructure projects that we're able to do with the funds that they leave here, whether it's development, whether it's educating, students, growing our neighborhoods. So visitors really do drive the quality of life for New Yorkers, and the fact that we have the honor of being able to sell and market that experience is just absolutely fantastic. That's
Mhm.
why we get up every day. The marketing side of it, of course, we do very cool programs and that's
Mhm.
always fun. But the fact that we have the ability to make an impact on a neighborhood because we can bring a tour of 50 individuals who will stay in Brooklyn and experience Brooklyn, or we can bring someone to the Bronx for the very first time, their first time visiting New York City. They're going to spend money in the Bronx and grow that neighborhood, or Queens or Staten Island. That's what makes our job so exciting and so fun. And so for your listeners to really think about visitors in a different way. Sometimes they're annoying because they're in our restaurants and they've taken the slots that we want. And sometimes they drive annoying and sometimes they grab our taxis and our Ubers. But really, a visitor helps our quality of life.
Yes.
And it really helps grow small businesses in New York City that we all benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
So a rising tide lifts all boats.
Oh, 100%. And it allows for innovation and allows for
Yeah.
influx and excitement.
Yeah.
So we should embrace visitors, and we should also be visitors of our own city
Yes.
too, to really kind of give that surgence to the city, to the business owners, to everybody that makes up this ecosystem that is New York
Yeah.
City. With that, if you have to give our audience an action step on how they can support you, support New York City, support everyone that is a part of New York City, what would that action step be?
Having them engage with our content is the best way to really push out our content and amplify our message. And our content can be found on our website, nyctourism.com, nyctourism.com.
Awesome. Well, it's been incredible talking to you today. I feel your passion. It makes me excited to walk around the city. It makes me excited to do things in the city. And hopefully everyone's getting that message as well. Please listen to the interview, do more things, go out in the city, have fun, and be a good New Yorker.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Julie. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.